Boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages. Now, it's one of them situations where we've seen a lot of the uglifying of characters, especially a lot of our pretty ones out there in the modern era. We've seen some of the stuff that's happened with some of the remasters and the remakes, whether it be Silent Hill or just the overall destruction of a beautiful form inside a video game today. And boys and girls, it looks like one of those complaints that a lot of people had about Horizon Forbidden West and what they did from the main protagonist for Horizon Zero was one of them situations where it looked like a lot of people saw the exact same thing that we'd seen happening again. And well, it turns out it wasn't just an accident. No, boys and girls. According to the latest rumor mill, it turns out it was exactly intentional. And considering the fact that we have a remaster on the way right now, this could end up turning into a disastrous dumpster fire for them, like we have seen so many times this year alone in the video game industry. And boys and girls, this might just be the next big fall to blow up completely into all their faces, where they decide to put agenda over good quality storytelling and give the gamers exactly what they want. So we're going to share this article from thatparkplace.com, getting all the juicy details and see exactly what's going on over here. But before we do, if you do enjoy our content, hit that like button, share with all your friends, and subscribe or follow if you have not already, because boys and girls, we are growing, we are grinding, and I could not do that without every single one of you. Also, make sure you leave us a comment down below. Let us know what you think about this. Are you excited for the remaster? Does this make you absolutely worry about the extent of it, since you know it was now intentional about all of this kind of stuff, at least according to the rumor mill? Or is this a game that you have no idea anything about and have never played but might curiously be interested about it, especially if they don't do this? I don't know. Let us know what you think about all of that in the comments section down below. Also, it helps with the algorithm. So, rumor. Guerrilla Games deliberately altered Aloy to look less pretty in Forbidden West. Ooh, dun dun dun. Which, of course, it was pretty obvious if you looked at the screenshots, if you looked at the gameplay, like nobody did not think that they did not do this, and it had to have been intentional because it's programming code. People, like video game characters, don't just get fat by osmosis. Like, that's just not how things work, boys and girls. A new rumor alleges that Guerrilla Games and its developers deliberately altered the game's main character, Aloy, to look less pretty in Forbidden West. It also alleges that Guerrilla is working on a live service Horizon game. Oh, yay! More live service subscription games. Boy, don't the gamers just love that? No, they don't, because this is the problem inside of the video game industry, right? They see things like the success of GTA 5 and all the money that things like that made, and then of course Fortnite, and everybody wants to try to jump on the bandwagon. And the problem with that is, for one, there's only room for so many live service games within certain genres to begin with. Your market will get capped out at some point. But also there's a situation going on where a lot of people just don't like this stuff, and it doesn't do well with a general audience. And if you don't just absolutely excel at it, and it's not just the best thing ever, a lot of the time it ends up failing and flopping. And there's been plenty of examples of games that have gone that way and are no longer out there, boys and girls. This rumor comes from ex-user Mangalorier, learning the law, Manging the lawyer. He posted to X, "It's rare for developers to reach out as whistleblowers, but some from Guerrilla Games did after I questioned Aloy's face. A senior cinematic team member confirmed to a developer that Aloy was deliberately altered to look less pretty in Forbidden West." Yeah. And I mean, honestly, it's one of them situations where if you even look at like some of the screenshots, and they've got some of the stuff down here. I mean, look at this. Look at this. And I love the comment here. Why does she look like Jerry O'Connell? Has Aloy been eating a lot of donuts? And once again, if you know anything about like the precept of this game and like what's going on in the sky, it's literally a survival game, right? Anybody that's been through like any kind of survival situation ever, right? Been trapped out in the woods for too long, maybe power went out for a while because of a hurricane or a natural disaster or something like that. You're not eating on a regular basis, right? You're not eating what you normally eat. What happens? You lose weight. You thin out. You shouldn't go from one game to another and gain 30 pounds in a survival game. It literally makes no sense. Even besides the aspect that we know why you're actually doing it. And that's the problem, right? Because within the story, it makes no sense, but you don't care about that. All that you care about is pushing your agenda. And guess what? It blows up in your face every single time. And he says, as he caves for it, pray for the remaster, right? Because that's the thing. We've got a remaster has been rated for PS5 and PC. So we know it's coming down the pipeline. We know that it is working, that they are working on that it's coming. And oh, boys and girls. In a subsequent post, he added, most of the talent at Guerrilla is working on a live service Horizon game. Mark this tweet. It's something nobody asked for, and it's going to blow up. Absolutely. And that's always the problem with this kind of stuff. A lot of people out there simply don't have the time to play live service games as well. And that's the other aspect of it. Some of us don't want to have to go online to do all this kind of stuff. You don't want to deal with this. You just want a nice, solid, contained story that you can go into your game and whenever you want, whenever you feel, whether it's 2 a.m. and you can't sleep or whether it's right after work, you can just go in there and play. It's one of the reasons why I never got into like the Call of Duty games. That's why I was never a big Xbox guy, because I didn't want to have to set up time to play with my friends with these games. I just wanted to play a game that I could enjoy and have my own little escapism for a little while. And that's what I think the majority of gamers actually look for. There'll always be your hardcore online guys that love doing all that kind of stuff, and they're great. And it's a lot of fun to play online, especially with your friends. We do it all the time on our live streams around here, but it's one of them situations where this is not for everything, and you're not going to get there everywhere. And especially if your fan base isn't axing it, it's not going to go very well. So we'll get into the brief little history of this, all of this as well. So back in 2021, following the release of gameplay trailer for Horizon Forbidden West, numerous gamers criticized the redesigned Aloy. YouTuber Mighty Keef wrote on X, I do agree Aloy's face looks a little chubby in Horizon 2 images. That's odd because I would imagine she would lose a lot of body fat and water weight pretty consistently given her environment. I do not agree she is supposed to look glammed up. That would be dumb. Yeah, I mean, you could make her look dirty and like in kind of a survival area and it'd be perfectly in line with the story you're telling. But unless this is a housewife or somebody working an office job, not somebody out there fighting for survival and trying to find just something to eat every single day, that literally makes no sense. Ever watched, like, what is that show, Naked and Afraid or whatever it is? Like, I watched like one episode with a chick one time, and I remember it's like literally one guy's, the whole thing was just to lay there and not do anything, conserve calories and just let his body, and by the end of it, he was skinny as all hell because that's what happens. So ex-user Subhobby also commented, why does she look like Jerry O'Connell? Has Aloy been eating a lot of donuts? And yeah, I mean, I think it's pretty obvious from all of that kind of stuff. This is not going to end up panning out very well for them at all. And it's pretty obvious that they're working on all of this kind of stuff. There's some more stuff from the Lego going on, director of product management, which are kind of aligns to believe all of this stuff as well. The idea that Guerrilla Games is working on a live service game appears to have some credence. A job listing on Guerrilla Games' website for a director of product management reveals that the employee will be a key member of a core leadership team responsible for the development, launch, and live phase of a new online experience targeting a broad audience set in the Horizon universe. So yeah, that rumor is essentially completely and totally confirmed. And considering the fact that what we saw in the last one and in the modern audiences and what they did to the games like Silent Hill, would it surprise anybody that in the remaster they decide to make Aloy fat again? No, not at all. And this will turn into another disastrous dumpster fire, just like so many have in the past, because this is the year 2024, as many been times said by many people out there, that 2024 is the year that the woke goes to die, because we, at least in video game industry, we have seen time and time again disastrous dumpster fire after disastrous dumpster fire all year long. By the way, how's Concord doing, ladies and gentlemen? This stuff never works out for them. It never pans out for them. And until they learn their lesson, like some companies out there in the world actually have, they will continue to go down this path and they will continue to lose hundreds of millions of dollars. And guess what? At the end of the day, they get exactly what they deserve.